Top that.
Alright, so the backward sink story here.
Yeah, let's hear the
Okay,
backwards sink.
So this is about 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I might have told you, might have forgot, but
I don't recall ever hearing about a sink being put in backwards, because that would be my go-to
Yeah.
in telling people stories.
yeah.
Just said I just ball tapped.
All right. Anyways, so our sink in the trailer, obviously, it fucked up. Like it got, I think it cracked because it was like a cheap, shitty plastic one, and I dropped something in it, and it cracked the fucking sink. So yeah. But anyways, we called them and all that, and they have 2 other guys come out, the workers and shit, to put in a new one. Well, they're putting it in, and you know where the holes for the faucet and everything?
Yeah, they line up with the pipes underneath.
Yeah. They put it in facing where I would be standing. Like, I would have to lean over the faucet to do dishes or something.
So they actually put the faucet and everything in backwards?
No, they didn't put the faucet in yet. I almost let them do it, but then it was just annoying me to the point where I opened my mouth because they were getting ready and they were trying to figure out why the piping wasn't lining up. So I looked at them and I said, "Move." They're like, "What do you mean move?" I'm just like, "Move. Get out of the way. Move." So they get out of the way, they move and all that. And I picked the sink up and I turned it around. And I said, "Now go look at the piping." So they do. They're like, "Oh, it lines up." It's like, "Oh, yeah, no shit." Because that's where it's supposed to go. So anyways, they're putting them on. And on mine, the knobs to turn the water on and off from under the sink, there's a red one, there's a blue one. Hot, cold. Common fucking sense. Well, apparently these guys have none. Because they put the piping in, they hook everything up, they have the faucet on, they're putting on the knobs. Because, you just screw the knobs on and you put the hot and cold signs on. So instead of just looking under the fucking faucet, under the sink to actually see which pipe is which, what do? They put them on basically going eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Because they put the cold on the hot and the hot on the cold. But not only did they put it in wrong once, they did it twice.
Do they still work there?
Sadly, they do. One of them is the
Why can't they be fired?
main worker.
Thanks for the host, Raw Fish, and yes, we do remember. I do remember anyways.
Remember what?
Ball tapping things in the owner.
Oh yeah, I remember that talk. Remember that, like a ball tap gets you like a 6-month lease? You just walk up, slap your balls on the hood of a car, and it's like yours for like 6 months.
We just run around and ball tap everything and play it our own.
Exactly, you get a 6
Nice.
month
We
lease.
had a
I'll ball tap
discussion
it.
about
Guess
this.
what?
Yep.
It's mine for 6 months, bitch.
Well, there's a new discussion on it now. Maybe some new ideas. No, it was like, you ball
this
tap
one will
something
go
and
on
then like a
YouTube.
little signal or something comes on or something like that. Or just like this dude in a weird black suit shows up with a lease and a car is now yours for the next 6 months.
But
If
he has to go
the time is
through
up.
the system and see if anybody else has.
No. Because it's like scanners in cars and shit now. We got real technical with it. It's scanners in cars and they can detect the balls touching them.
You touch the
That's
balls
because
on
you
it,
have a
it beeps at you.
You have a GPS chip in your ball sack.
No, we don't need
And when
that.
you tap
We don't need to
something
go to
with your
that
balls,
extent.
or
No, there's a little panel on
it's a
like
tattoo.
say like the gas door. There's a little panel on the outside of the gas door in the shape of balls. And when one's ready to, to take over for the next 6-month lease or, whatever, it will go green. And then you can just run up and smack your balls on it, and now the vehicle's yours.
And then you get it for 6 months. So if
Yeah.
anybody else taps their balls on it, they can't just rightfully take it from you.
No,
Because
you
our
got
first
6 month
theory
lease.
was anything we tap our balls on
Is
is
ours.
ours. But
Yeah.
the problem is everybody's going to be putting their balls on everything. So it's just going to be constantly, okay, I get this, you get this, I get this. So
Yep.
by the time I get the keys to this new car, somebody else has already claimed it. So everything has a 6-month lease
Yep.
when you tap your balls
Yeah.
on it.
It's like a rental with your balls. And not like the porno way this
It's
time.
like a rental with your balls.
Yep.
It's actually kind of genius.
It is. It's a really
Th-
good...
this
who
could be
are we
the
having this
future.
discussion with?
The same people that are in the party
I
now.
swear there
Was
was
it
more.
Castaway?
Yeah, Castaway was too. I thought somebody else was too.
There was some random.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think Stance was.
No, yeah, Stance
No,
was in here.
Stance-
No, Stance was in here. I remember Stance in here.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
It was the night when Stance
Yeah,
was
You
in
want
here.
me to go back
yeah.
and check the
Canadian.
fucking stream?
I know it was Stance
Yeah.
was on here. I know Stance that was on here as well.
Stance was laughing at his Canadian laughter.
Yep. So yeah, it was.
He's
all of
like,
us
you
and
don't
Stance.
just put your balls on everything.
Yeah, we gotta have certain there's guidelines to it. You get a 6-month lease. If it's getting close to the time of it being up, it'll turn orange. Say it's red when it's leased. It goes orange when it's almost ready, or orange or yellow, either way. When it's getting close to time up, and you can put your own balls back on it and renew it if you want. But if it goes green, it's up for anybody to take. Like,
But there would still be the whole, you could go and buy new cars and stuff with cash deal.
no, there's no cash anymore. Not in cars.
Well, who's bringing the money to make them? There's got to be
We
cash
don't worry
involved
about
in
that
cars,
part.
or else
We
they're
don't
not
worry
gonna
about
be
that
made.
part. We don't worry about that part. That's not our jurisdiction.
See, this is the way that my whole concept of this is people like us who are into used cars and buying
I
cars.
don't know if I would put my
constantly
balls in a
trading
used
cars
car. You
all
don't
the
know where
time.
that's
There's a special ball disinfected that.
been. Okay.
Whatever. Anyways, like this is a concept that works for car guys who constantly want so many different, like Jim
Yeah.
Bob, Joe Schmo, Duck, and his wife just want a Prius, and that's all they want to do. They just want to buy new Priuses.
The problem is he
They don't
doesn't have
to
a
get into
penis
the
to
ball
put it
tapping
on.
game.
Put on it. Yeah, he doesn't. That and he
Well,
doesn't
they
have
don't
the
have-
balls to put it
have to
on.
get
If he's
into
getting
the-
Prius.
They don't have to the ball tapping game.
She's
The
got to
ball
take them out of her
tapping
purse
game
first.
Is where used car people get into.
Yeah.
Like us, how
The
we
ball
want so
tapping
many
game.
cars and we like so many cars. We're just
Auction
gonna
house, run up,
we're
smack
gonna
your
get
balls
the
on
chip-
something.
We're gonna get the chip implanted in our balls. We're gonna spend
They got a
we're gonna
starting
spend the
line
money-
at the auction house. First one there.
Shut the fuck up and listen. The way I envision the ball
People running
tapping
around
game-
fucking. No, my balls.
Okay, the way I see it, if you want to get into it, all cars in this, like
Right. Yeah.
cars that can be traded, will have chips in them.
Yep.
And if you want to be a participant in this, you have to get
Like
a
to trade
chip
your vehicle?
either put on your balls. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get what you're talking about.
Well, I mean,
was
you
gonna
can
say,
still
like, we
sell
could-
it the regular way. But we're paying, like, for example, $5,000 up front to get a chip in our
Right.
balls, and any vehicles that have these chips, we tap our balls on them, and boom, it becomes ours. Like, you can't just run around nonchalantly putting your
Yeah.
balls on every car in the fucking parking lot. Like, you've got to be a consumer and tied into
You
this
gotta-
program.
Well, you think you got registration fee and stuff too, so that's gonna help pay for things.
Exactly. So
So,
everything's going
like,
to
you
trace
don't want
into
to
your
go
ball
run around
chip.
smacking every car. I mean, I'm gonna run into some
Exactly.
collector car, car collector's house and smack a fucking Ferrari with my balls if
Yeah.
it's ready to go. But
I mean, if we
That was
don't
my
have
Ferrari.
rules and guidelines and a program in place, it's
yeah,
just gonna
there's
be
just gonna be
everybody
balls every.
killing each other to tap their balls on everything. Like, we've got to have like, you pay an upfront price to get this chip on your balls, and
C36
the chip is going to be
AMG
programmed
drift
into the DMV. It's going to be programmed into the DMV, and now the DMV is going to have all your information that is in the chip in your balls. Now, it's not going to have your address or anything. It's going to have, you'll have to set up a PO box close to where you live. That
Right.
way it's you can always go to that area, because everybody moves. You know, if you live in a lot of places, you don't need to constantly be like, hey, I need to update my ball chip. So you're just like, You've got a central base, like you've got your name, your number, all that stuff. So when you tap a ball, it's gonna send
Brian,
a
how's
signal from your
things?
balls to the car. So then the light's gonna change on it, like those car, the way new car dealers have those little theft devices, like it pops up red, you can't drive your car, it's green, your payment's been made. It's gonna be a device like that in the car.
Right.
But it's gonna be where anybody could see it. So if the car is in the program, it's gonna have a visible notice that says in the ball tapping program or whatever. So then you tap your balls on it, and if nobody has claimed that car yet, then, or that person who already owns its lease is running low,
Right.
then once that lease is ended, you are the next one in contact. You tapped your balls before his lease ended, so unless he decides to renew his lease on it and tap his own balls,
Oh,
you
so it's
automatically
like
get
so
it
it's like
next.
somebody back on their taxes and you can take it.
I don't
like,
know
if they're-
what you're talking about.
If somebody owes taxes on, like, say, their house, you can take that house for, like, say they owe $5,000 in back taxes. You could wind up taking their whole entire real nice house for like 20 grand.
Hey, don't be shy. Come on in.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
interact.
essentially a system like that.
I'll give it a try
But
for order.
only cars that are in the ball tap program are in it though. So it's not going to be any car in a parking lot. I mean, it's more so going to be the modified car community. Like BMW M3s, everyone that's produced is going to come out with this device in it. Now, there's going to be a switch inside that you could turn it on or off. Like if you bought the car and you plan on keeping it for the rest of your life, then yeah,
Right.
you could turn the switch off and nobody's going to know that they could tap their balls on it.
Right.
Or everybody's going to know they can't tap their balls on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I
So
know
there's
what you
going to be a huge system in effect. That way it isn't just mass chaos of everybody tapping their balls on stuff. I mean, in theory, you could
Hey,
do
quick
this
question.
in the future, but with our hands. But it's so much cooler to tap your balls on stuff and claim it as your
Where
own.
are the hammers in this game?
I don't know about
remember.
you, but it'd be awesome to walk up to a car park and see a brand new
There they
fucking
are.
Lamborghini or something, and nobody else has put their balls on it, and the lease is almost up. So I'm like, "Pfft, fuck it, it's mine. Tap.
Yeah.
Now, when the lease is up, I'll get a notice in the mail, and they'll be like, oh, hey, this car is available. It is yours now. And I'm like, sweet. So then I just got to pay the insurance and tags on it. And
It's a
then when
great
I get done
system.
with it,
I just
It
I don't
is.
know how we would go about getting it to become legal.
I don't think we could get it implemented into this society. Everybody,
No.
there's too many feminists. They're going to throw a hissy fit when everybody's tapping their balls at car shows.
Ball taps at car shows. But instead of
Dude,
keep hands
you're
off,
gonna
keep
go to a
balls
car
off.
show.
Car shows and it's just gonna be a trade meet.
Yeah, basically.
It's just gonna be guys walking around nonchalantly with their balls hanging out the front of their pants.
There's a little. Well, no. Here's where we counter the market. We make little pouches. Quick release, like pouches.
I want a Pokeball ball sack,
Pokey sack.
and then I'm gonna pull it off, and I'm gonna be like, "Ball sack at you, I choose you," and then I'm gonna tap a car with my balls, and it's mine.
There you go.